Hey, we're into this already here, live and late as always, with some more i69 LAN coverage for you guys from the NEC in Birmingham. We're here with froyotech and SVIFT. I'm now joined by TC Mano for the next round of gaming. How's it going?
It's going really good, as we're just going to get straight away into this because we are going to see SVIFT. They're already down 2-0 froyotech book in early 2 rounds, so coming out fast and strong against a SVIFT team. But SVIFT responded in this 3rd round, and now they're at froyotech 2nd. Froyo looks like they want to try and push out here. They're going to be peeking and prodding their way around Banny on the sniper, maybe trying to make some room for him to get a shot here. Looks like they'll be trying to barrel their way through, just pushing SVIFT into Cafe right now, just taking a lot of space. SVIFT looks like they are going to finally use out the crits. It's going to be May ducking into low, or just staying away from the crits. We do have a soldier in behind. It is going to be Jay. He's going to draw a few players back. Oh, he gets really great stuff.
Samsky in the backlines. He's going for the backup. They're getting there. No, the soldier can connect with the point in time. The Uber does come out, but there's no way Martin survives this. Such a good idea, but they were just not quite fast enough.
Yeah, they weren't quite fast enough. Really great idea, but not enough execution to make it work. And froyotech are going to be getting 2nd here, and they are going to have a good percent of per ad. It's going to be like 20%, but Ben, he's still on sniper. He's still ringing shot after shot. He gets one out onto Shabib, alias right now, and he's just going to, with the rest of his froyotech crew, are going to be making their way into mid here. And things might slow down, but yeah, I mean, there is a demo down on the side of SVIFT, so froyotech just might decide to take it in through Valley. You're dumb.
Yeah, everyone alive on red is still looking good. They have Shappy for the stickies as well to do some extra damage, but it's coming down to the soldier bombs from up top. Just a slaughter from the skies, it feels like, but it doesn't do a whole lot in the end. They catch Jay, but Banny is just still there sniping, and that's all they need on froyotech.
That is all they need, and look like now Martin is kind of caught in here. Everyone else is going to die around him. He's just behind. He sees the writing on the wall. It's going to be a desperation play from a quickly try to escape Samsky. He just gets melee down, and we're in a spawn camping territory, as there's only 2 up on SVIFT, and they've got to contend with a whole lot of froyotech players and an Uber, and that looks like it's going to be a pretty dominant 3rd round from Froyo.
Yeah, already had 2 on the screen as we joined as well. They're looking very ready for this one. They're very well prepared on Froyo. They're not slowing down from the match against TFT was earlier at all. They're just going all in all the time in every single match of these, even in the one that you would expect to be the easiest one for them potentially. But they still want a quick win. They don't want to play around at all. They just want to get this over with and earn the victories they feel like they should have.
Yeah, 100%. As we're going to be watching this next stay amid, going to be watching the soldier. We're going to see Danny bombing in, trying to get onto his scout. He does get the rocket. May disconnected in this valley area, but he just meets back up with Eric and Habib to try and get out of here. But everyone else on froyotech has died. It's going to be only him and his soldier buddy Jay, but that should be enough to contend. We've only got Poison in behind, and that should be... Oh, Poison gets the nice air shot onto Eric. Good stuff there. He is going to have to get up because Jay still has the heals, and he can't really take that fight, especially when he is on so low HP. He does duck in behind, just going to be trying to draw eyes and be as much as a nuisance. He tried to fight Habib, but Habib just stickies him down, so a good job from him to just distract as long as possible. So SVIFT are going to have a better attempt at holding the sec, but still they're at pretty big Uber to sad. But you know what I see? I see Samsky on sniper.
Yes, I'm mounting the client right now to make this work as well. This Uber is already here. If they don't pop right through, he's just gonna be looking for one shot here to make it work, but looks like the bomb's already here before he can have any chance on that. We will go down, no sniper anymore, maybe no demo man. Paddy gets some good damage there as well, but cannot quite get Shappy out of this one, and now it's just all the way from 2nd until last as well, no slowing down at all. Shappy will go down eventually. They caught him on the point. A bit of damage on the entrance onto Banny is annoying maybe, but it's not going to be a hard stop to them. This Uber has to do a lot of work here, but they're chasing the combo on one side, what already rotated the other much quicker than they could react, and froyotech just pulls a sneaky one on them.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, they were just kind of going on a bit of a goose chase there. They did use the Uber, and they looked like they were, chasing a few frags, but they just weren't defending the point. froyotech had so much free ground, free space, and they were able to cap it up pretty quick. Going to be 4-0 at the moment for froyotech. Going to be watching this fifth mid. Maybe Swift can find something in their playbook to pull out here against Froyo, as going to be seeing Patty taking high ground on the belt. It is going to call for the soldier bomb. He goes in. He is going to get one rocket out on the Martin. The second rocket comes up. Martin surfs up onto Cafe. He's so low. Everyone on Swift is so low, but with 2 soldiers down on the side of Froyo and only 1 down on the side of Swift, that's a fairly successful mid for them. They didn't get May, but they didn't lose their med as well. They get the point, and if you want to start seeing change from Swift, that's where you got to start.
Yeah, Martin might have been a last-minute replacement on the side of Swift for Gregory on Medic, but this man has a lot of experience on his back. This guy has been here in top-level TFC before, and he can live things that seem unlivable, but somehow sneaks away from this one just about. But they need to do so much more than that to win this map still somehow. 4 rounds down, the map point. Might remember again here as well. Any more pro froyotech wins them map number 1 in this 2-map series. Ties are, of course, allowed in group still, but froyotech is not making this much of a contest in that regard.
No, they are not. And now it is on Swift to try and work their way in here. We might see a return of maybe the Samsky sniper, as they seem to want to go for it for a kind of maybe destination plays or as a playmaking opportunity. But it looks like now they're just going to be trying to peek and prod, maybe try and see where they can find any type of crack in this froyotech defense. Just going to be taking their time here, buffing up their players. It is going to be, presumably on one of his soldiers. Who's kind of like the playmaker on the squad, would you say? Is it Danny or Poison, or would you expect Samsky to be the one to maybe pull out an off-class?
It's really Samsky Danny, right? I mean, Poison is the strong pocket they have. They rely on him a lot on the combo. Danny is the one that has to pull out the mad ones here. For now, it's Poison being thrown in, though, from the beam already. Just quick with the medic in there, but cannot quite make it work this time around. That's unfortunate, of course, but you gotta watch out. Danny with the counter bomb once again. They're peeking just a bit too much into this choke point, and there's the kills coming in for it on top of the force. They're still having to use as well. Does still cost them 2 each. And that makes this a whole more awkward, because Danny is not gonna press out as in this situation. He's just gonna try to keep going, but Shappy with the sticks all over choke will punish them for their attempt to play faster.
Yeah, and Patty coming in from behind. He was all the way in the backlines. Can he do anything? Jay following up on the damage. Martin is so low, but he does stay alive. Benny and Patty all going in there trying to take down Martin. Some good juking and dodging from him just to stay afloat, and he is going to be able to keep an Uber ad for his team, about 50%. And it all started with Patty going in behind there, which he did pretty successfully, but unfortunately that Uber exchange his team took just wasn't able to work out and buy, but he got in. It was just kind of a desperation play he needed to hit, and just didn't quite work out. Bit unfortunate, but we are going to see froyotech on their last Swift have a Uber ad to work in here. Looks like they're just going to be taking it in through top right, kind of standard. They got to deal with this pyro. They're kind of getting air blasted around. They haven't taken down the sentry gun just yet. The sentry gun not going down. Finally going down to the pistol spam, but Habib is just so deep in there. Eric going to be taking him down with the shotgun as well, and that's a pretty disastrous Uber from Swift. The pyro just sling them completely. Jay getting a quick pick up onto Danny as well. Poison going down. Now froyotech, they've got really great ground and just free space to walk out here. They don't have to worry about using, they don't even have, but we're going to have Uber to take onto this mid here, Dumb, as well.
Swift visibly underestimated how much the pyro could do from a low ground there. A lot harder to reach, and somehow still has just this massive air blast box in front of you that will protect his gun at all costs, and they're not getting anywhere with this Uber. And worse than that, it's going the complete opposite direction now, all the way back onto mid, and maybe even more than that. Barton does not quite have yet. If Froyo finds a good opening right now, they might adjust the go of this, and already dealing good damage. A couple of people weak. Do lose Patty for their attempt, however. Slows things down just a bit. It looks like everyone forward immediately fall back, and it's just Swift actually taking the push in instead.
Yeah, they did just push that cafe area, now exchanging Ubers on the point. Looks like it's slightly better for the side of Swift. Samsky getting a lot of damage out on the Habib, but not able to clean it up. We do see the bomb in from Danny. That damage. Habib still staying alive, but finally the sticky coming out. Going to be taking down him and Danny. Jay going down as well. And now Swift into position to go for it if they want to. They do have a bit of player ad, but you still got to contend with Eric and Patty. Going to be trying to defend, and with a great bomb from Patty to take down the demo, that's what you want to see. That is probably going to slow down Swift. It looks like they're just going to be happy with King or defending mid there, which is still a really great play from them. They have Uber ad to work with as well, so they can take time and play it a bit slower. We are going to see froyotech building on their bats as well, so I wonder, do you think they're going to pop in here, or do you think they're going to try and save it for last?
I think they are. I think they just sped up the game significantly. They want to try to just beat Froyo at their own game as much as they can, doing the opposite, right? Doing the slow playstyle that T2 earlier against froyotech did not seem to work. They might have taken some notes out of that and just try to play that game that froyotech wants so badly against them here, see what they can get away with. But for now, it looks like no. In fact, slowing it down here just a little bit right now. I mean, they're on razor's edge, right? As much as you need something quick to get going into this game and somehow find the comeback, anything will lose you the game right now as well. It's an awkward balance to have to go around with.
Yeah, you do have to be careful. It's that fine line between aggression and a making sure you don't get too careless or sloppy with your pushes that, these teams have to toe. And maybe they didn't know it was ad. Maybe it was like an artificial ad. Maybe May wasn't healing during that time period, and there's no way they could have known. Either way, we're going to be once again looking at Swift to try and break this mid to second. Last time they pressured Cafe and they sent a soldier in through choke. Maybe that's what they're going to do. And again, it looks like that is what they were going to do, but Poison maybe beefed his rocket or his wall shot, and they thought twice about it, and so now still stacking Cafe pretty heavily here. Maybe to try and give Poison a bit of space, but no, it looks like they're just gonna back up, reset. As I say that, they're still peeking it, though it's sticking up. It's actually going to be the soldier coming in through Cafe. Going to be a double sack. They don't get anything. Habib goes down super low for their troubles, but not enough. Looks like froyotech wanted to try and push Cafe there. Banning almost goes down because of it. We do see the soldier bomb. They get Uber Force. Really great stuff from them. And now froyotech are just going to kite as much as they possibly can. They don't want to have to use this Uber if they don't have to, but Banny is going to Uber Force in. They do get 2 for it. Martin going down, and this is pretty good. We do see Samsky in the backlines as well. Going to be trying to start the back cap of his scout partner. Just going to be trying to buy as much time as well. froyotech do have to come back for it. And now Swift are just kind of feeding in here, maybe to try and get a sneaky pick out onto one of the important players, but it's not going to happen. They do buy a bit of time, but at the end of the day, this should be a mid cap up for froyotech. It's just going to be watching Froyo move into mid here. We do see Jay taking down Samsky. Good stuff from him. They did get most of their spawners on the side of Swift, so they might be able to position themselves for an Uber Force or something like that. Sure that this Uber ad Froyo have isn't taken all the way to their last. Looks like froyotech want to go through Cafe here. They're just spotting all the traps. Looks like this is where they're going to be from. Looks like they're not going to have to use Banny. Does go down to a nice trap kill. And so that is slowing down froyotech just a little bit, but I don't think not enough for them not to get this. Ubers are basically even, so, they slowed them down, so it should be even on last, which is probably what Swift were hoping in the grand scheme of things. So it is going to be even on last, and it's going to be on froyotech to try and break this. We might see some double soldier sack shenanigans from Patty and Jay, or we might see some more Banny sniper, whatever they're feeling. It's going to be interesting to see how they try and do this here, Dom.
We'll see. The attempt to take in lobby positioning is already happening for froyotech here. Interesting gunspot for the red defending team as well with the pyro. They're trying to hold on to this last one as badly as they can. It's game over if they lose this round, but that doesn't make it any easier, nor appealing really in most ways to just still push out of here. Not easy at all to do this. You gotta be very careful what they want to do here at any point. And froyotech can just abuse that, right? They can take a second here to set up a play. Sure, the 5-minute round timer has something to say about that, but they don't need to rush anything. They can just see where the openings are, trying to create an opening on the right side here finally when they see people overstep a little bit on the right side door, but can't find a kill with it quite yet.
Yeah, and Banny's just getting so much space in this area right now. He's just creating so much space for his Nabib's just free to spam stickies during it. It was a good coordinated play onto the pyro for them to get that space. Looks like Swift may be taking some notes out of froyotech's book. They saw how much damage it did to them. They think they can do it back to Froyo, but Froyo are just going to be able to bully them back. It looks like Eric did try and go for a play on a through dungeon. Doesn't quite work out, so froyotech are going to back out of lobby in anticipation of the sack play from SVIFT. Looks like it might be one of his soldiers who are just jumping around in lobby. Looks like Danny, he thought about dungeon, but he thinks twice about it. He's just going to go back to his team, get healed. He doesn't want to die today, needlessly inflate his deaths for vlog. So, respect, but that does mean we are going to be anticipating another froyotech, either sack player, maybe coordinated effort to spam down the sentry gun or something like that to give him some space here.
Yeah, but you can just see froyotech is well aware of the situation. They ensure the win's right in front of them, but a mistake right now would just cost them so much more time than it's worth. So why make a mistake? Just make the one play that does work. That play might take its time, but they have plenty of that for now. Seeing if they can set up something on the far lefty a little bit here. And there we go, the rush comes in. Paddy onto Danny, gets that kill pretty early. Seeing if they can somehow keep that soldier alive while spamming the gun, and it's actually working about as well as it can be. Sneaky can't defend that gun from this far back. And while that one down knows, well, it's opened up the opportunity to just force in, and Paddy gets the kill with that one too. Samsky and Sniper does not hit a shot in time before the Ubers come out, and now it's froyotech just with a better Uber all the way back, escorting them back to the spawner while they're putting themselves on the point, and they have no choice but to start taking the fight. Sneaky wins one of those, but they're losing their soldiers already, and there's still so much pressure towards the point.
Yeah, and froyotech are just going to cap it up 5-0. Very dominant, very convincing win from froyotech. They're here to play at this land, and they're definitely showing it in this group stage against a TF2 Easy and now SVIFT. I think, they've been extremely dominant so far. Don't know if we have the logs just quite yet, but they've just been making plays. Unfortunate, we didn't get to see those first 2 rounds, and, we apologize for that, but we got to see a bit of back and forth action. SVIFT taking a few mid wins, even getting to froyotech's last. So they definitely shown that they can get there. They just weren't able to get out. So maybe on a different map it might be a bit better for them. Froyotech, I think, definitely likes Sunshine. It's probably one of their favorite maps, I'd say, as a team. Not that at any specific map, but I know they definitely enjoy it. So maybe a different map. SVIFT can maybe find a few more plays, but I don't know. What do you think of that, Dom? From what we saw, essentially.
I don't know, it's strange. froyotech obviously was much better at the end of the day, right? Here's the logs as well for anyone interested, I suppose. Bottom line is Froy played better. There was a few moments where SVIFT showed some smart stuff where they tried to meet them with a similar pace, so to speak, get some funny flank plays going maybe and just go aggro. I think the one rotation to mid through Cafe later down the line in the game was really, really smart stuff, but that was just so little time for that. They spent so much time just desperately trying to hold on and get the bottom line going, basically. They just could not spend much time actually worrying about winning a game at that point. So froyotech shows once again the excellence here quite nicely. SVIFT with some signs of life, I suppose. They started adapting a little bit better towards the later part, but at that point it was already 3-0-4. Just a tough one to make happen at the end of the day. froyotech will win once again in fairly dominant fashion here, taking it down to the 5-0. Looking good already here. One more map to go. We'll see what it is any moment now. What they might have chosen as the next stage. How they want to approach this. Maybe if that maybe changes their approach a little bit here as well, but it's hard to imagine for you as many maps they don't want to see in particular.
Yeah, especially in this group stage, I feel like froyotech are definitely the team that if they, for whatever reason, maybe weren't confident on a map, they definitely pick it in group stage just to see how far they could possibly go. And how confident they could possibly be in this setting, on all maps. I feel like they're definitely the team that wants to try and maximize the amount of maps played in a group stage, just to get a lay of the land. But, just looking at the logs, obviously, Jay just doing monstrous amounts of damage at 319, 14 and 7. Amazing stuff from him as well. The soldiers from Froyo really showing up today, as well as basically everyone on Froyo. I mean, Eric, he had the flank scout life. He was just busy capping points, and when your team's rolling that hard, there's not much else you can do. So, otherwise as well, everyone on SVIFT, they were definitely pulling in their moments, but I do agree that they do have to be maybe a bit more coordinated or just have those a few more Hail Mary plays to really take it to froyotech.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, every game for Swift today is just going to be an uphill battle either way. I said earlier at some point, I will be surprised if they can take maps from people today. But if they manage to, that's just all the more impressive, I think. They're having, like, nothing to lose, everything to gain. We'll see how they can do in the tournament, and we'll see how they do in map 2 after a quick little break here. Alright, we're back with map 2 here. It's still me, Dumpium, and TC Man on the mic for you guys to bring you map 2 of Swift versus froyotech. And they're getting into it already here, nice and quick, not wasting any time at all to get this game started. Sneaky in with a quick play there on the demo man, tries to get Habib out of the equation early. The arrow doesn't quite hit, but the projectiles sure will. Jay takes the scout out that trapped this demo man, and it's just all falling together for froyotech already.
It is. It just got so much presence, like immediately on that mid fight, and now Swift have the back out of here. froyotech already take a lot of space on second. Even going to be peeking last to try and see what they've got going on there, but you know, stacking rollout, even just Habib spamming sticky after them, just to, you know, not let up on the aggression. But they're going to be capping up second. Luckily for Swift, Martin did stuff, so it is going to be even Ubers despite how, you know, much froyotech were aggressing. But they are just going to be walking through 5 here, making a bit of space for Patty to come in on the other side. Eric going to be taking down with a nice headshot from Samsky. Poison going to be trading out on the Patty as well. 2 down, but a bit worse for the side of Swift. They lost their demo, so froyotech feeling confident, once again taking it in through 5, going to be shooting down the sentry gun. Jay gets launched up into the sky, but it doesn't matter. He's drawing so many eyes that just able to stand on the point and cap it.
They're just making this look like a casual throw to last year. Like there's no contest at all, but they're very much putting it all together with a really nice play coordinated between all 6 of them, really, to get this one walked in like this, and no one could do anything about it in time. Good stuff from froyotech. Already 1 up. Once again, win limit is 5. And they're making a race for it already.
Yeah, they definitely are. As a nice pipe from Habib, just going to send Danny careening up to the side there. And now with Swift, they're already eager to back out of there. They recognize they didn't have the space, or maybe they just didn't want to fight for it. So they're just going to post up on second, maybe try and get a defense here. As froyotech, they don't want to let up on the aggression. We are going to see a soldier bomb in from lower. Going to be soldiers also bombing in from Al-Qaeda. We're just going to try and take as much space as possible here. We do see the soldiers just fake bombing around, making sure Team Swift have to back up here. They're just giving it to froyotech. They weren't able to collect any kills there, and they didn't feel like they were able to hold up space. So froyotech, you know, expertly getting that space. Even though Swift left with only 1 player down, they weren't able to hold second anyways. So once again, froyotech just you know, not showing any just looks like they're walking forward as if there weren't any players that they had to face anyways. And now they're going to be in lobby once again. We do see Samsky back on the sniper, and is going to be on froyotech once again to try and break this.
This time around is a lot more of a contest here, I would imagine. Gun being up, sniper being up, full Uber on each team does not make this all that easily, but froyotech's been looking good in these situations before, so let's see what they have in store this time around. A little bit of pressure up on Roller. Everyone just taking a turn. See both scouts and both soldiers in the scout just circling in there with the beam, trying to get as much as they can. And once they saw poison, they just went for it immediately. Get that one quick kill. That by itself doesn't sound like too much, but we've seen these people make a lot out of very little. Try to rotate this through Rollout, maybe through 1. They're a little bit unsure how they want to do this, and end up not doing much with it. Surprisingly passive for the froyotech with the first kill.
Yeah, it looks like they wanted to, you know, maybe push 1 while that was happening, but it didn't work out. So they're just gonna, you know, play it slow once again. We do see Habib in lobby, but Samsky getting a nice headshot off on the Bandy, and Eric going down. That's gonna be both scouts down for froyotech, so there's no scout speed to help run May out here, so he may have to use but a nice pipe from Habib to defend his med. Just gonna keep them in. A good bomb attempt from Poison, but it's not gonna work out. We do see them peeking roll at Habib in a bit of a scuffle at 2, but he is gonna be able to stay alive just barely and meet up with his med. And you know, at the end of the day, no loss, no harm, no foul. And looks like, oh, we did see Banny run into lobby. He did try to take the aggression against the demo. He gets piped down because of it, but you know, maybe that's just going to be an excuse for him to come up on the sniper. Not quite sure He's had a lot of success on it in the previous Sunshine game, so maybe you think that's what they need to break the stalemate.
We'll see, but just by checking on Samsky, does not commit to anything just yet. Doesn't take the risk by the looks of it. For now, though, there's just always a risk. froyotech is standing in front of you. There's always a chance something goes wrong here. Once again, take the chance and a bit of spam from the rollout here. Both soldiers in the demo man seeing what they can get away with, but it's not much. Danny and Chappie holding close there. Not letting him get away with much. So good stuff on Swift's defense for the time being. 2.5 minutes. Froyo is still unsuccessful and uneventful last hold for the most part. Half the time already gone. froyotech, if they don't manage to do this quick, they go back to the midpoint at some point.
Benny on the sniper. He's going to be walking down through one. He doesn't have an angle on anyone quite yet, but I don't think they know. We do see Poison. He is going to be watching one. They should know at point. So yeah, now they're going to be trying to sticky him off. He's still going to be trying to take as many shots as possible as they're allowing him. They're giving him, even though they're sticking him off, they're giving him space to work with. So, but he's just gonna go back. Looks like he wanted to try and peek rollout, but there's a soldier defending it pretty aggressively. He's still gonna try and go. He takes a shot. It doesn't quite register. He's just gonna rotate back to one. He's just gonna be playing these angles until finally something gives. Maybe someone just peeks their head out for a bit too long. And, he just connects the shot. It's just kind of a waiting game with Sniper. He's still in one, just taking so many kind of wide angle shots, kind of going for like those classic heroes almost through one. But it's going to be the demo going down on the other side of things. Patty is going to be rocking him down in lobby. And that gives a whole lot more froyotech to work with here.
Yeah, that's a scary one right away. There's the snipe. Finally, Martin did not even see it coming. Finally, Danny, without a demo spam, just gets to peek for long enough before the bombs come through, and Danny is just gonna fall for it as well. The Uber's out, but they more than happy. Pop into last point. Well, there is just no contest against them. froyotech had to do a lot of work for the past 4 minutes, but they know what they're doing. If you give them the time to do it, they will find success anyway.
They will indeed, and it's just a good example of how they work. They had eyes on Banny, and 1 and 2 just kind of like peeking around, but they forgot about Patty. They forgot about Eric in lobby. That flank able to collapse on the demo and open things up for them now on this next mid. Once again, they're going to be taking early control of the high ground. We do see the bomb coming in very deep from Jay, collecting Sneaky along with the stickies from Habib, and once again, one player down. SVIFT are just going to be happy to leave mid. I'm not trying to lose anyone else. Patty going to be trained out for Danny. A bit of a roamer on roamer violence there. Not going to stop froyotech from trying to take space. And SVIFT are basically, actually, as I say that, so this is going to be a free second point for froyotech, and once again, going to be a mid to second stalemate. Sorry, second to last stalemate.
That was unfortunate. Chappie wanted to have like an educated blind date based off when people were coming into second, but just did not hit the timing on the medic into choke, and he's gonna die for it as well, just leaving lobby too late. Habib gets the better end of him. Chappie down. That's a really costly one. The snipe there for Samsky finally, but there's more to go as well. Danny forward tries to help out with the situation as well. Doesn't quite get the scout kill. This is not going to be just free momentum into second by the looks of it, but at least they get to catch a moment here where they can collect themselves on last.
Yeah, they are gonna, get a moment to slow things down and regroup through their defenses, make sure everything's back in the shape they wanted to. But froyotech gonna be pushing 5 right now. It is gonna be the flank, but we do see the bomb coming in from behind. They are gonna trade 2 for 1. Danny, we're wrapping around behind of his 2 players in lobby, so it's gonna be on SVIFT to maybe try and see if they want to push out. We do see the crits on the engineer, gonna be popping a few shots off, not enough to connect anything, and Sneaky is gonna go down. Like basically their counter sack. Why not as well? We do see the soldier bombing in from rollout. Is it gonna be Jay taken down? But the Chappie does go down. Unfortunately, the Uber is forced. Luckily, they do force it out onto Habib, but froyotech are just getting a lot more space with this Uber, so it might be working out. We do see Poison Bomb on the point, as with his soldier brother Danny going to be trading out on the Patty, and now the respawners are coming up from SVIFT, but I think it's too little too late. They got so much cap time on the point to go down. It's going to be really unhappy if he can make it work, but no. The respawner of Jay just comes up, meets with his med, and gets the 2 rockets on point. That's going to be 3-0 for froyotech.
Once again, a really close fight there in the end, but it's a mistake early on, just costing them these last holes. This time around, not much different than before. Just one misstep. The NG going down is just an open invitation to just at least get the spam on the gun and see what you can do from there. And Froyo gladly takes that 3-0 already. 2 away from just winning this map and going back into a little bit of break time early with another win under their wings.
Yes, indeed, as we are going to see the soldiers bombing aggressively on the Mart. And again, he's just caught in that Jay and Patty taking him down. But now froyotech, they are down both soldiers, so they might have to worry if Swift all aggress at once, but it doesn't look like they are going to do that. We have someone in behind, which is going to be Samsky. Otherwise, everyone else on Swift either died or left. Poison and Sneaky went down in that. I didn't see that. Samsky is super deep in behind. No one knows about it. Actually, no, he's going to fight 2 to roll out. He does get 1 on the J, which is pretty impressive in that 2v1, but he's still going to go down regardless, so that might slow down froyotech just a little bit, but they got pretty big Uber ahead here, so I don't think they mind too much. They are going to be walking in through IT. Swift have to give this up. You know, no one's in position to really go for a sack here, so this is going to be a really good opportunity for froyotech here to convert.
Yeah, nothing but fully set up last hold has so far been slowing down froyotech at all, and it's not even quite that. NG might be there, but there's no Uber that they can really stop them, and so they're just gonna take a shot at it from the left side, trying to get over the point, get a lot of damage to Poison. He can't get back into the spawn door, will go down. They're only getting 2 kills, and he's spawning up soon again, but they're just getting good position here for the most part. Get a soldier up top, everyone else rotate, heals up a little bit, big damage on the heavy wall. They're starting to get point, and all of Surf will have to contest this, but they stand no chance. froyotech gets it to match point, 1 round away from winning this thing.
Yeah, they've had just non-stop aggression basically the entire time. That it hasn't been that second to last stalemate. You know, I would like to see, you know, maybe Swift do what froyotech do. You know, just bomb their soldiers in at May, or you know, maybe Habib try and, you know, out-aggress them potentially. Looks like that is what they're going to do, actually. Going to be trying to go on a Habib, but they don't manage to connect the frag. Unfortunate. We do have one going in behind. Going to be Danny. They do get a lot of damage out on the Habib. He is going to eventually go down, but on the other side of things, you know, Poison and Samsky are going to be going down. froyotech, they still have a lot of space on this mid, and regardless, it looks like they're going to be able to bully Swift out as, oh yeah, Shappy is so low. He goes down, Sneaky goes down. It's just going to be Martin. He's going to have to back up and reconnect with his soldier in Poison. You know, luckily, once again, Martin did stay alive, so they are going to have Uber for last, but they've lost so many and so late into the fight that froyotech just might try and aggress before they use. Actually, they're going to use Umbrella to maybe try and get Uber. It's going to be a solo soldier Uber. You don't see too many of those these days, and that's kind of reason why not able to connect out onto May. You know, unfortunately, maybe there's someone else there, like a scout, they would be able to get that force, but this is really dire straits for Swift at the moment here, Dom.
Yeah, they're on the brink of defeat. Froyo has the Uber in hand as well. They can just wrap this thing up early. It was a valiant effort, but might just not be enough from the side of Swift. Once again, the gun is up. The Samsung sniper can't find a shot yet again, and with that, all froyotech is in, threatening the cap time already, just dancing around the point, forcing people's hands. They're getting a kill out of this one, but the Demo Man going down is a big problem with so much damage off the table for the side of froyotech, who are nicely falling back, playing this one slow, trying to just edge away with the damage advantage of the Demo pick they have. Big damage from Poison, but they've been forced back too far for any of that to matter. The cap time rings free before they can get back, and Froyo gets the 5. That's the win right there. They gladly take this. Really strong performance here. Some good holds by Swift, but you can't have good holds. You need just perfect holds for 5 minutes, right? If you want to clock this thing down against a team like froyotech, you can't have a good hold for a little bit. You gotta have a good hold the entire way through.
Yeah, you really do, because otherwise, if you mess up, you know that they're going to capitalize it as much as possible. And, you know, showing it, you know, 2 quick 5-0s from them on both Sunshine and Process. You know, I got to say, without even looking at the logs, you know, kind of shout outs to Martin, you know, especially if he did come in pretty late, you know, for the Swift roster. He did as much as he could, basically every single round. You know, he stayed alive and, you know, guaranteed his team Uber to at least try and hold and, you know, try and do something. So I think that's a pretty stand out, you know, just a, you know, awareness from him to make sure, you know, he's giving that team that opportunity as much as possible. But otherwise, you just look at the logs, you look at the damage, you look at the numbers, and it just spells froyotech dominance. You know, there's no other way about it, really.
Yeah, I mean, so much of this game was just Swift trying to hold last, right? Which they did okay in for quite a while, but at the end of the day, you just let froyotech take chances, and we all saw how that goes after a little while here. Just completely dominating most of the game in the end, and just an unfortunate one for Swift once again. Have one more left in the groups to go, and then we'll see how they can do from here, I suppose. But for now, froyotech setting themselves up for success already. Have Witness Gaming left to go through as well, though. That's going to be an interesting one for sure.
That is going to be an interesting one. You know, maybe I mean, presumably any of these teams could get into grand finals, but definitely a potential grand finals, you know, sneak preview there. Also want to point out May, 0 deaths. You know, perfect game from him. You always love to see it. Impressive stuff to just keep on staying alive. Otherwise, you know, massive damage. Danny pumping out the damage, actually 388. So huge rockets from him as well. You know, but otherwise, everyone on froyotech just played exceptionally. No other ways about it. And unless I'm mistaken, if we got anything else coming up, I think that might be a for us here just for the moment. We are going to have another match coming up. Not quite sure what it is, but, you know, more TF2 on the way. So, you know, stay out on the lookout for that. You know, check out the Essentials Twitch to see what they're covering. They're probably covering a, what is it, that Witness Gaming versus TF2 Easy match.
Yes,
kind
exactly.
of what is it, a rematch of the latest EF2L Grand Finals, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a rematch for Grand Finals. We'll see how it goes over there as well, and then we'll catch you after the break.
See you then.